A century's worth of football has produced some incredible games.
USC has 365 total yards in this game.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Rose Bowl games. For this list, we're looking at some of the greatest college football games ever played in this event's long and prestigious history. Number 10, the 1966 Rose Bowl. UCLA 14, Michigan State 12.
The 1966 game was one of the biggest upsets and one of the most exciting games in Rose Bowl history.
The 1966 Michigan State Spartans were a true powerhouse. They finished the season undefeated and ranked number 1 in the country. Plus, their lineup featured a number of future college football Hall of Famers. What they didn't have, however, was future Heisman Trophy winner Gary Beeben. Beeben was the quarterback for the UCLA Bruins, and his 2 second-quarter touchdown runs gave UCLA an early 14-0 lead. The Spartans rallied with 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, but their final 2-point attempt was stuffed at the goal line by Bob Stiles, who was knocked unconscious on the play.
When he comes to, Bob Stiles learns that he has been named Player of the Game.
Number 9, the 1975 Rose Bowl. USC 18, Ohio State 17.
17-10, Ohio State ahead.
Gutsy calls make for exciting finishes. The Buckeyes had a 1-touchdown lead with a little time remaining in the fourth. Trojan quarterback Pat Hayden confidently led his team down the field, however, and a 38-yard touchdown pass got them within 1.
Now here's Hayden setting up. Boy, has he got time. He's throwing deep to McKay, and it's a touchdown!
A point-after kick would have tied the game, but USC coach John McKay decided to go for the win and went for 2.
They're going for 2. They could win it. If they blow it, they could lose it. Hayden throws, and he has it.
It paid off, as Hayden connected with Shelton Diggs to take an 18-17 lead. The Ohio State kicker's field goal attempt to salvage a win sailed wide, giving the Trojans the victory.
USC gambled and went for the win on the 2-point option and beat the Buckeyes in one of the all-time thrillers of the Rose Bowl.
Number 8, the 1963 Rose Bowl. USC 42, Wisconsin 37.
New Year's Day 1963 dawned with much anticipation in Pasadena. As the number 1 ranked USC Trojans and second-rated Wisconsin Badgers prepared to do battle.
This was the first time that the teams ranked number 1 and number 2 in the country faced each other in a bowl game, and it did not disappoint. The game seemed like a blowout, as USC held a 21-7 lead at the half. A pair of third-quarter touchdowns increased their lead to 42-14 entering the fourth quarter. That's when Wisconsin quarterback Ron Vanderkellen took over the game and led the Badgers to 23 straight points. But he could not complete the comeback, coming up just 5 points short.
The last play of the game looks harmless in the scorebook, a punt. But look how close it was to being blocked.
The game set 11 Rose Bowl records at the time, and the record 79 points scored stood for nearly 30 years.
Wisconsin fans will tell you to this day they just ran out of time. Trojan fans will tell you they were the undefeated, untied national champions of the 1962 season and winners of one of the most exciting Rose Bowls ever on January 1st, 1963.
Number 7, the 1988 Rose Bowl. Michigan State 20, USC 17.
The 74th Rose Bowl game underway.
Coming into this game, Big Ten teams had lost 16 times in the previous 18 Rose Bowl games. Michigan State already beat USC in the season opener in Michigan, but the Trojans were now in their home state of California for the rematch. The Spartans jumped out to an early lead, but USC rallied and was able to tie the game at 17 late in the fourth quarter.
Into the end zone, touchdown, Henry.
The Spartans then tacked on a field goal to jump ahead 20-17, but Trojans quarterback Rodney Peete quickly led his team back down the field.
An opportunity perhaps for Rodney Peete to take a shot deep here.
However, at the Spartan 29-yard line with 2 minutes left, Peete fumbled the snap, allowing Michigan State to run out the clock and take home the win.
Michigan State has it, and they now can genuinely celebrate. The Big Ten has come to Pasadena and will go home a winner.
Number 6, the 2014 Rose Bowl. Michigan State 24, Stanford 20.
We are underway in Pasadena.
It's only fitting that the 100th Rose Bowl game was a classic between a Big Ten team and a Pacific Coast Conference team. While this game did not determine the national champion, it did pit two strong teams against each other, as both squads entered the game with just one loss.
The right hash, it curls it in. Stanford with a touchdown and now a field goal.
Stanford jumped out to a quick 10-0 lead in the first quarter, but Michigan State rallied to tie the game at 17 in the third quarter, and eventually took a 24-17 lead in the fourth.
Nickel blitzer picked up. Touchdown! Tony Lippett, the junior from Detroit.
Stanford added a late field goal to put them within 4 points, but with less than 2 minutes remaining, Ryan was stuffed on 4th and 1, sealing the victory for the Spartans.
And somewhere, Big Ten Commissioner Jim Delaney is celebrating this victory.
Number 5, the 1997 Rose Bowl. Ohio State 20, Arizona State 17.
And here's his man. 5 times Arizona State has fallen behind.
The 1996 Sun Devils, led by future NFL stars Jake Plummer and Pat Tillman, were a true powerhouse, with copious amounts of talent on both sides of the ball. The Buckeyes weren't pushovers, however, and held their own against Arizona State, eventually taking a 14-10 lead going into the fourth quarter.
Jermaine gonna fake again. Comes to the middle, caught on the fly, the Buckeyes break Stanley. 72-yard touchdown.
A dazzling touchdown run by Plummer reclaimed the lead for the Sun Devils, but 2 huge pass interference calls allowed Ohio State to move within scoring distance in the final minute of play.
And there's a penalty flag on the play.
True freshman and budding star David Boston caught a 5-yard touchdown pass with just 19 seconds left, giving the Buckeyes the lead and the win.
Jermaine gonna throw it wide open, got him, Buckeyes lead it. 19 seconds to go, and the freshman, David Boston, with his second touchdown pass of the game.
Number 4, the 2011 Rose Bowl. TCU 21, Wisconsin 19.
Enjoy this gorgeous scene. And we are ready to go with the 97th Rose Bowl game presented by Vizio.
The Rose Bowl generally features similar teams each year because of its association with the Pacific Coast Conference and the Big Ten. So it was surprising to see the TCU Horned Frogs of the Mountain West Conference in the game. Led by quarterback Andy Dalton, TCU held a 21-13 lead in the fourth quarter. But a Monty Ball touchdown from 4 yards out with 2 minutes to go made it close.
Back with ball. Tries to get the edge, dives for the end zone, touchdown. 2 points away from a tie.
Lacking timeouts, the Badgers were forced to go for 2 to tie.
Deflected, and the onside kick is the only hope for the Badgers. Tank Carter makes the play defensively. It's the play of the game.
A huge deflection by TCU linebacker Tank Carter prevented the conversion and sealed the victory for the Horned Frogs.
There it is. Andy Dalton and TCU win the Rose Bowl.
Number 3, the 2005 Rose Bowl. Texas 38, Michigan 37.
So here we go with Rose Bowl number 91.
Amazingly, this was the first meeting between two of the biggest and most successful programs in college football. And the result was one for the ages, as both teams decorated the scoreboard.
Preston heading for the corner. Touchdown!
In a preview of what would come a year later, Longhorns quarterback Vince Young totaled over 350 yards of offense and contributed 5 touchdowns, 4 of which came on the ground, helping Texas rally from a 10-point deficit in the fourth quarter.
Young looking around, wants to throw and gets away and scores. No. Unbelievable. No! How in the world?
Despite Young's outstanding performance, the Longhorns still needed a late field goal from walk-on senior kicker Dusty Mangum to win. And despite being iced twice by Michigan, he was able to nail the 37-yard field goal attempt for the victory.
Good! Texas wins!
Number 2, the 1980 Rose Bowl. USC 17, Ohio State 16.
The 66th Rose Bowl game about to start as number 1, Bob Atha, approaches catches the ball and delivers it deep.
Both USC and Ohio State entered this game undefeated. While Ohio State was the #1 team in the country, the Trojans had Heisman Trophy winner Charles White as running back.
Charles White, tailback, senior, from San Fernando, California.
White was unstoppable in this game, rushing for 247 yards and a touchdown.
White, touchdown!
He helped the Trojans to an early 10-0 lead, but the Buckeyes were able to tie the game at the half and eventually add 2 field goals to pull ahead 16-10.
Williams open, 25-20, 15-10, touchdown! Oh my!
White refused to let the Trojans lose and carried the ball 6 times for 71 yards, finding the end zone with just over a minute left to seal the win for USC.
The University of Southern California, led by that man, Charles White, has defeated a game underdog team from Ohio State.
Before we unveil our #1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
It is up. It is close. Stanford leads 13-12 with 12 seconds to go.
Cal's Roy Riegels recovered a fumble and ran 65 yards the wrong way before a teammate wrestled him to the ground at the 1.
Stanford, with their new offense, whips the Cornhuskers 21-13. And that's how the nation learned about the T formation.
#1, the 2006 Rose Bowl. Texas 41, USC 38.
The weather is perfect. The field is fast at the Rose Bowl for tonight's bowl game.
This game is not only one of the best Rose Bowl games ever played, it's also one of the best football games ever played, period.
They kick it to him. 2 yards, 3 yards deep in the end zone. He's coming.
The battle for the national championship featured the defending Rose Bowl champion USC Trojans against the Vince Young-led Texas Longhorns.
Young's got it, going to run it. Lost the ball. Pitched it out. He pitched it out.
Touchdown, Texas.
Touchdown to Selden Young.
A Matt Leinart touchdown pass gave USC a 38-26 lead with less than 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. But Young cut the lead to 5 with a 17-yard run. And that's when things got crazy.
Young slips a little, coming back. There's daylight. Here he goes. Touchdown.
The Longhorns stuffed Lendale White on 4th and 2, giving Young one last chance to complete the comeback.
He's going for the corner. He's got it. Vince Young scores.
Young found the end zone on the 4th down, using his legs once again to earn Texas their 4th national championship.
And we'll be back. Wherever we gotta go, we'll be back, baby.
Do you agree with our list? What do you think is the greatest Rose Bowl game?
Oh my goodness.
For more great top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.